Welcome to our video tutorial for how student organizations and departments at a university can embrace universal design and create events that are suitable for all students. We're going to begin with an overview of what universal design is, then go into specific ways you can implement it. This is focused on the University of California, Riverside, but should be applicable to most other colleges or businesses. As defined by the Center for Excellence in Universal Design, universal design is the design and composition of an environment so that it can be accessed, understood, and used to the greatest extent possible by all people regardless of their age, size, ability, or disability. At the university, it seems like our response is always reactive in trying to cater to students with specific needs, instead of zooming out and making proactive changes that might benefit many students at once. So let's look at how we can implement universal design. Here's an example: the doorknob. The simple doorknob and the attached door is easy to use for most people. However, some folks might struggle with the turning motion. Kids may struggle to use it. And then there's the issue of how the door opens, difficult for people using a wheelchair or people with a stroller and baby. The evolution of the doorknob ended up at the automatic door, which senses when someone steps in front and it opens automatically. This works for people that have visual difficulties, people with suitcases, people with service animals. This benefits everyone. So what you can do to be proactive is to think very intentionally about the spaces you're using. Some of our older rooms on campus may have been built before some of these more popular features were added. Therefore, some rooms might still be very difficult to access for students. Think about planning your events in rooms that don't require stairs to get to. Maybe it's a room on the ground level of a building. Make sure the room is adjustable so that you can quickly transform the room to whatever you need. A room with desk seating is very difficult for a lot of students, including students that use wheelchairs, students that might be left-handed, and students that may not fit in these desks. So it all begins with where you schedule your event. Typically, the newer rooms in the student union tend to be the easiest to transform and make accessible for all students, though finding a space on the ground level may be difficult or impossible in some cases. At UCR, you can visit classrooms.ucr.edu and actually see layouts of each room, as well as the technology available. For example, some rooms have built-in devices to assist students who might have hearing difficulties. Our multimedia department has many technology options if you'd like to discuss with them about the ways you can proactively plan. If your event is focused on showing a film or a movie, make sure to enable captions. Captions not only assist those with hearing difficulties, but also helps international students who may struggle with the language, for example. Some folks just prefer captions to get a better grasp on what's happening in the film. Adding captions offers a benefit to a whole lot of students. You may not know about these requests in advance, but you want to do everything you can to publicize that you want to make your event welcome to all and to allow students to request accommodations. When you create a flyer, consider putting a statement on the flyer that tells people what options are already available, i.e. wheelchair accessible, and what they can do if they might need additional accommodations. Your statement should list a contact email and a deadline for requests. For example, if a student needs a sign language interpreter, you'll need some time to make that arrangement. So outline that you might need 2 weeks' notice to make this happen. These accommodations aren't always cheap, especially for student organizations that meet regularly and have lower budgets than departments, but they are required by law in order to provide equal access. Student organizations should let Student Life know if you need assistance with funding for accommodations like interpreters. For campus departments, they're responsible for paying for these accommodations on their own. Student Life would need approximately 2 weeks to arrange these accommodations, but we understand that's not always feasible, so we can try our best to make arrangements by the time a student organization needs them. Think about your events and meetings and how you've done things in the past. Sure, it might be convenient to have a meeting at your house, but you didn't realize that the stairway up to your front door is a major issue. People without cars may be deterred from going. Planning your events in an accessible space and trying to proactively implement some universal design into your event can really help a whole lot of people, even some people that you may not have even considered. If you'd like to chat about what you can do or what resources are available to help you, here are some resources you might be interested in. Student organizations can start with Student Life and their dedicated advisor, especially if you need assistance paying for some of these universal design elements. Our office is on the second floor of the Hub, room 229, and we're open 8 to 5 every weekday. For departments on campus, our ADA Compliance Coordinator Magaly can be contacted via email at magaly.perez@ucr.edu. Hopefully you found some of these tips useful, and thanks for watching.